Let me sit here and enjoy this pain. She said, what are you talking about? I said, I need to go to the doctor. I realized that. But I never thought it was humanly possible to do what I did. I went 70 miles. And at 70 miles, I was dead. I was at 100%. What I thought was 100%. I went 31 more miles after being in the worst physical shape I've ever been in my life. And all that pain and suffering and thing was going through my fucking body as I sat in that tub and the waters hit me. And it was the most amazing feeling of accomplishment. And I want to be numb. I didn't want people to give me drugs and to numb this fucking pain. I did this. And as crazy as it sounds, it was the most amazing moment of my entire life. To come from this kid who was mentally torturing himself and was tortured, it's all to this guy now, who was able to overcome such amazing odds and obstacles. And I called Chris Cosmo, the race director of Badwater, and he said, the idea of a 24-hour race is to run 24 hours. You only ran 19. That's all he said.
That's so crazy.
He's a hardcore dude, but he didn't know how fucked up I was.
Right.
And he said, he didn't say, he didn't say no, I'm not gonna let you in. He put enough doubt in my mind and say, man, I gotta do more. So I was broken bad. I went on deployment, and me and my wife and my mom signed up for the first Las Vegas marathon down the strip of Las Vegas. And that incident happened, so I ran 100 miles before I ran a marathon. 2 weeks later, roughly, December 5th, was this marathon that we all signed up for. I couldn't walk. I could not walk. I was fucked up. So 10 days or 2 weeks after this 100 mile in one race I did, this marathon, December 5th in Las Vegas. I said, you know what, it's the first one. I can't run. Maybe I can walk with my mom. So I tried to go out to this little knoll around our grassy area in San Diego. I tried to run. Legs were broken. I said, fuck, I'm jacked. Can't do shit. So I said, you know what, maybe I'll watch you guys do the marathon and I'll cheer you guys on, whatever. And I said, I'll try to walk with my mom. December 5th happened. That gun went off, 2005. 14 days after, I broke myself off and I qualified for the Boston Marathon. I ran a 3:08.
That's crazy.
It almost seems like I'm making my own story up. This happened, 3 hell weeks, Ranger school, ran 100 miles, broke my feet, broke my body. I'm like, this mother, he's the biggest fucking liar on the planet Earth. Ain't nobody doing that shit. See, even when I tell my story, it almost sounds like some made up shit. You can see my training log that I actually posted up. So that's when I started training for the Hurt 100. So basically what happened was, after that, I had about 4 weeks. When that gun went off, something went off in my head, and I didn't feel that much pain at all. Afterwards, I did, but something happened where I was like, the gun went off, and that thing came back. Like, all right, man, what if? Because I wanted to qualify for Boston. That was my goal, but I was jacked up, you know, and I didn't run as much as I should have at all over my Iraq training. I hit the weights. But my goal was, when I signed up for it a year early, I wanted to qualify for Boston, which was a 3:10:59. And I was like, what if you can qualify for Boston, man? You spent 100. So what helped me out, I spent 101 miles. What the fuck is 26 miles to me now? So the mindset going into it was like, I ran 75 more miles in this. So I used it to my advantage. So after that happened, I ran with my feet pretty much broken. I would go to the physical therapist, and they had this compression tape. Compression tape helped because my feet were pretty bad off. And I would run 70, 80, 100-mile weeks. And then I went to the Hurt 100, race in Hawaii, 26,000 feet of climbing over 100 miles. Probably one of the top 5 hardest 100-mile races in the world. I wasn't even a real runner. Yeah, I had banked a lot of miles by the last 2 months. But I wasn't a runner. Went out there and got through the race. Did it in 33 hours, was the 9th place finisher. Not many people finished that year. And I qualified for Badwater and got in. And I went on to lose weight and train hard, and I got 5th my first year and went back my second year and got 3rd. I just worked out hard. I stopped taking my protein so much. I was on this stuff called Nitro Tech. And I got off all the protein stuff. I stopped hitting the weight so hard. And I just became a running fool. Became the Black Forrest Gump, man, pretty much. Pretty simple, man. That's what happened. I always had issues with stress fractures, shin splints. So I put a lot of pressure on the inside of my ankles. And so there's this tendon that goes up the backside of your, I don't know if it's your fibula, on the backside of that little bone on the backside of your foot. It goes right up inside that, right alongside that bone. And that thing was just so flared up on both sides that even this flexing my foot was just killing me. So I realized when you cast that thing up, casting my feet always helped me out because it locked my foot into a position that wouldn't make me pronate as much. So between the casting of that, and if you watch the Badwater video of 2006, you'll see me crossing the finish line with this compression tape, literally like flying on my ankles because I went to the race with compression tape on my ankles. And so basically, I'd have that on my ankles. I had inserts in my shoes, and also this wedge on the back heel of my left foot. So then it would keep me from pronating that heel so much. So I had all that on just to go run. And I ran my ass off and went to Badwater 2006 and with compression tape on my feet and walked a lot, but I got 3rd place. All the stretching has opened my body up to where how it should have been. So my alignment is pretty good. It's not perfect. So now I just run in regular running shoes now. No more compression tape, no more none of that stuff.
What is the most amount of miles you've ever run?
At one time?
Yeah.
205 in 39 hours.
Wow.
Yep, nonstop. David Goggins race results. You're going to see something real crazy in a second. This is good. And I got to show you proof because why? I know my story doesn't make any sense, but just look at the dates of these races. And we're going to show it to you in a second. It's just look at the 100 miles and 50 miles back-to-back weekends, how many weekends there were between races. So if you look right here, you can't really see it. So if you look at 2007, you got to go all the way down. Keep on going, 2007. See those races there? Mm-hmm. Okay, get to right there. So 100-miler Hawaii.
Oh, Jesus
then you look up,
Christ.
2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, another one. That's 50-miler. A 50-miler a month later. Then you're looking at, 14 days later, another 50K. 50-miler a month later. Then you look at less than a month, another 50-miler. 53-miler in June. July was another 100-miler. Badwater was literally, Badwater was a month after I did that 100-miler, 135-miler. Leadville was less than a month after Badwater. The Plain 100 was 3 weeks after Leadville. Angeles Crest was 10 days, a week after that 100-miler. The Bear 100 was 13 days after that 100-miler?
Jesus Christ.
And then I ran the 200, and it says 203.5, but I didn't ran 200, it's 205 miles I ran there. But what's not in there was that McNaughton race I did in 2000. So that 150-mile race, I also did in 2007 that wasn't listed. So that was just my 2007 year.
That's insane.
Well, I know that a lot of guys don't like me for a lot of reasons. And I realize that. I am a guy that doesn't care if you like me or not. And when you're an alpha male and you're against other alpha males, and we eat our own. Alpha males eat their own. And I love that shit. Let's fucking go, man. I want to eat. Hey, man, I'm all about that kind of mentality. But I would sometimes take it to another level. I wasn't part of a good old boy network. I didn't want to be part. I wanted to be David fucking Goggins. For too long in my life, and it got me in trouble. For too long in my life, I wanted to be accepted. Growing up, I lied. I fucking did what I could. If you fucking like UFC and I didn't, I love it. I love it, man. Let's go fucking watch it, man. Be my friend. Be my buddy. That fucking weak ass shit. I found out through this path of life, who is David Goggins? Who am I? So going through I did it alone. There was no fucking trophy on the fucking wall on the mantle. That trophy's in my fucking brain. No one helped me get there. No one paid my fucking bills. No one did shit for me. No one ran those fucking miles, lost that fucking weight. I suffered on my own and developed this man who said, it's who I am, man.